Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video is for somewhat of the newcomers to the game, or even maybe some veterans who are probably looking into this kind of building theory or this kind of building mindset. And that is the critical hit chance build. And I'm going to show you today how to maximize your critical hit chance if you're not using an SMG build. Now, if you're using an SMG to get your critical hit chance to be high, all you got to do is just run an SMG, and that takes care of about 14% critical hit chance, and that kind of frees you up to run critical hit chance on other things. But if you're running maybe an LMG, or even if you're running an assault rifle, you want to get the maximum critical hit chance, and that's going to show up on your build, your mods, and using specific stats here and there. So on this character right now, I have 60% critical hit chance, which is the maximum amount of critical hit chance, and I have about 55% critical hit damage. I think you can get way more than 55% critical hit damage if you are maybe running like a rifle build, and that would add more to your critical hit damage if you were running something like that using some specific mods and all that. So the first philosophy that I use is using the brand sets that grant me critical hit chance, and that is the Wyvern. Wyvern grants you a 10% critical hit chance if you don 3 of them. Now, there's another brand set that also grants critical hit chance, and that's the Douglas Harding. Douglas Harding will give you 7% critical hit chance if you were to wear 3 of them. And so that's another route that you can take, because Wyvern items are quite difficult to get. Good ones, not like they're difficult to get, but to get very good ones that roll the exact items that you need. In my case, it took me about a week and a half or 2 weeks to get a build like this put together. And so doing all of that kind of made, that kind of got me where I needed to be. And then using the Wyvern is the first part, and then the second is running critical hit chance on your mask. That is definitely something that you want to do, and I think the max for critical hit chance on the mask is somewhere around 7%. And so looking at your mask and making sure you have critical hit chance as one of the attributes on your mask is definitely something that you need to look into. So running this stat in conjunction with getting your 3 Wyvern or 3 Douglas Harding items is going to be definitely something you want to look into in order to max out your critical hit chance. Now, regarding this mask, don't quote me on it. I might be wrong, but seeing that 6.5 is a number, I'm guessing that 7 is the max. I think I may have seen one with 7.5% critical hit chance, but I'm not certain, so I'm not going to make that assertion right now. Another way that you can also increase your critical hit chance is by going on your chest piece. The chest piece goes, I think, all the way to about 18% critical hit chance for the chest piece. So you can roll a higher roll here, and you're able to leave room for other items. Now, the reason I'm walking through each and every one of these aspects of increasing your critical hit chance is that if you can get the maximum rolls on wherever you get that critical hit chance rolled, then you're able to free up some room in order to be able to roll other talents and other attributes that will give you more benefit. So the item is maximizing your strengths, the things that are already strong on your gear. So that is another place that you can get some critical hit chance for your build. Another place you can get it is on your holster. The attributes that can come on your holster, you can roll up to, and I think I have one that has 15% critical hit chance. I may have one that's 15.5%. Okay, that's 15.5% critical hit damage. But I've seen them roll really high, and different holsters roll different variations of the critical hit chance. And so you can look around and find what holster will give you a lot more critical hit chance. So yeah, I think it goes all the way up to about 17 or 18. I have to go into Division Builder to get you the exact numbers, but right now we're not looking at the exact numbers. We're looking at the opportunities for you to be able to get them rolled. And so that is one area that you can get the critical hit chance in your build. Another thing you can do with the holster, before we leave the holster, is there's a talent called Surgical. Surgical is a talent that gives you 5% critical hit chance if you're looking for maybe 5% critical hit chance to complete your 60%, because usually you're going to find out that with the pieces that you have, you gather them up and maybe you're short a few percent points, then you can use Surgical to make up for it. But trust me, it will pay you more if you're able to max out the rolls on your other gear items so that you can use something like this this talent spot to roll something like Devastating to give you 5% weapon damage, which then increases your damage output overall for any enemy type that you were to find. So that's definitely one opportunity, and we can move on from there. And then the next aspect is the backpacks. The backpacks roll critical hit chance. They roll a good amount of critical hit chance as well, and you just have to farm and find what's actually going to be suited for you. Now, depending on the brand sets, that's what you're going to find the different rolls and the different numbers of critical hit chance that you can get. From my backpack that I'm running, I've been able to get one with 9.5% critical hit chance. You can get more whenever you see your percentages looking like, a number and a half value. That tells you that there is a whole number after that, and so you can get some more critical hit chance on your backpack in order to make up those numbers. On your gloves, you can also get critical hit chance, and you can also roll surgical, which is a talent that rolls on the holster as well. Like in the case of this build that I'm running, I think I'm a little short 5% critical hit chance. I don't know. I may be running more than even 60%, and I'm not paying attention. But surgical also grants you another 5% critical hit chance as well. And so make sure that you're looking for these things in order to get that critical hit chance roll to meet the 60% maximum that you can go. Now, another thing too, and finally, is the knee pads, which also can roll critical hit chance as well. I think I've had up to 7% crit chance on the knee pads. And so based on the kind of builds that you want to run with, based on the pieces that you have, you're able to get some critical hit chance as well on the knee pads. And knee pads do not roll, to my knowledge, any of the critical hit chance talents. Now, this is just based on the brand sets. Now, if you were running an SMG, like I said earlier in the video, you're not going to need to spec this much into your critical hit chance, because LMGs come with a native 14% critical hit chance on every SMG that you get in the game. Now, another way that you can go is by using the Demolitionist build to get a particular scope. It's a sight more than anything else, and what that does is it gives you, no, it's a laser pointer. I'm terribly sorry. Why did I say that? It's a laser pointer, a small laser pointer that gives you 7% critical hit chance. If you want the extra critical hit chance, then you can go ahead and use that. Or there's one that's a laser pointer that gives you 5% critical hit chance. That's part of your mods that you can get around. So when it comes to both of them, if you have enough, then, I will go with a short grip or with the hand stop that gives me more reload speed or stability. But in my case right now, I'm meeting the 60%, crit chance. And so I don't necessarily need it, but that's one more thing that you can actually do to get yourself that critical hit chance. Now, that's pretty much all that I have in regards to critical hit chance in this video. Now, another thing that I just want to quickly cover is, a lot of people are mainly running the critical hit damage build, and a lot of people may say there might not be a lot of benefit from the crit chance build. But what I've noticed is, just based on my use, I haven't done any intricate calculations, the crit chance builds actually do almost similar damage to the weapon and base damage builds overall. I think that's what the developers did when they rolled over the patch, was that they got the numbers and put them all on the same plane. So if somebody goes with the weapon damage build, unless they go with the generic mods, they're going to be doing about the same amount of damage as you. But the only problem, though, that I've come to realize is when you're running a critical hit chance build, you're really, really going to put yourself in a very specific aspect of building, and you're most likely going to be running a lot of firearms. I mean, yeah, my numbers are a little skewed to the skill or electronic, what is this? This is the utility, sorry. I keep calling the Division 1 term. It's more skewed to the utility aspect, but I wish I had pieces that rolled a lot more of the defensive stats for me, so I can get more health and more armor, and this will probably be a better roll for the build. But I was gunning for the 60% critical hit chance, so that's why you see my build like this. And this build hits just as hard as anything else. I even have an AR variation for my critical hit chance build, and definitely I'm excited to run it because I think it gets me about 60% critical hit chance itself. The only downside, no, it's about 48%. I just need to tweak some items to get that 60%. The only downside with this build, though, with the AR, is that I'm not getting a lot of critical hit damage because I'm having to do a lot of, pushing around of items. So when I work through this AR critical hit chance build, I'll come back and tell you how I feel about it, because it's not necessarily, even though it does well, I prefer the LMG version because the LMG gives me more bang for my buck, because I use a big LMG and that grants me a lot of bullets and I can apply more crit chance as I go through them. So that's a simple way to get your critical hit chance to 60%. There are more aspects of doing this and ways that you can get higher rolls by transferring rolls from other gear items onto your native items that you already have using the recalibration station. But that's something where you're going to be farming to get those pieces that will do that job for you. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you very much for your time and audience. If this video was helpful, please leave a like on the video. And if you guys have any more questions, or veterans, if you guys have any more tricks up your sleeves that you want to share, please do so in the comment section below. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.